Reusing the intro for the start of their game, but not willing to test it? Nice work. If you want to support me, you can head over to patreon.com/madagain. Or you can follow me on Instagram. I'm doing stuff there now. Hey, what's going on guys? I'm Brett Madigan and this is my Heavy Rain PC port report. You know how games have loading times, right? Let's start by comparing how inconsistent they are for both the demo and release build of the game. First up, the demo version. Ooh, look at that. No loading time from cutscene to gameplay. Okay then, so why do I have to sit here and wait 5 seconds of my life to wait for this random dude's face, and then another 30 seconds for it to actually load the next scene? Explain to me, in what world does it take 36 seconds to load a game that's a static experience on an SSD? Might want to fix that. The full release gets a bit out of whack here. It's fine for most scenes, but then when you transition from the prologue to the actual start of the campaign, why am I looking at a black screen for almost 5 seconds? The inconsistencies between the demo and the full release is exactly why I did this section. The demo should be loading at the same speed as the full release, and the full release shouldn't have gaps between gameplay and cutscene. It just doesn't make any sense. I'm not one for enjoying how Quantic Dream defines this genre as an interactive movie, and I'll explain why in a moment, but the gameplay for this opening sequence or tutorial scene is dull and rather lengthy. This entire scene could be a 10 to 15 second cutscene with interactions, or QTEs. The developer conveniently left out the controlling animation speed or you'll get it wrong type mechanic from the demo. What the actual front door? If that's not deceiving a potential customer base, I don't know what is. Enough about their game design. I played the game using a keyboard and mouse, so my complaints with the QTE system are purely based on the visual being displayed. Take standing up, for example. To me it looks like I need to move the mouse up, but in reality I need to hold down the left mouse button and then move up. Just feels a bit weird. Not sure if it was the same for the OG game though. However, I did notice when prompted to switch the camera, then move back again, the movement would be all wacky. Yes, I know this happens in most games with static cameras, but I thought I'd point it out regardless. But seriously though, what the hell is this guy looking at? I usually talk about visuals here, but since the audio is quite terrible, yeah, there's some things I need to point out.
But you're right. Why should you care? It's not your problem anymore, right?
Okay, so you know in games when the character's further away from the camera, it sounds like they're further away, right? Nope! Not in Heavy Rain. Every time the character speaks, it sounds like they're right next to your ear holes, like ASMR, but not ASMR?
Of course, I made sure he never met any of my clients.
Not only that, but the sound slider is a little messed. I have the sound effects set to 20% and the rain is still super loud. Even this video is set to negative 32 decibels. Don't worry, I'm not going to blow your ear holes. So if you want to hear the rest of the game world, it's virtually impossible. Most likely to hide the fact that there's little to no ambient sounds at all. Dude, I get it. There's a lot of rain in this game. But does it have to cause bleeding to my ear canal? But yet in the second scene, it's nowhere near as loud, so it's pretty inconsistent. Please fix it so it's not so overpowering, I beg you. Not like a switch it off, but less deafening, you know?
Actually, I'm not a customer.
As for PC-specific options, we have the typical make it look like PS3 or the PS4 version with a common middle ground. In other words, low, medium, and high across the board. I don't really see the point in showcasing the difference between each setting at this stage since the game itself runs quite smoothly. Though one thing I should point out is that the texture resolution on high seems to get rid of some hair detail in the little image here. Not sure what's up with that. I'm going to be a bit nitpicky here with some of the details used for post effects, most notably lighting, reflections, and shadows. These are the big three that can make or break a scene. There are times where the ambient occlusion added doesn't seem to work properly, keeping in mind the original release was on console, and you probably didn't notice any of them while sitting on a couch. Here are a few examples. The player's car shadow is sometimes there, but then it disappears. Doesn't get sharper as the player moves towards a light source. Some baked in lighting looks rather weird and out of place. My main concern is the emotionless look on everyone's face for every interaction. Whose bright idea was it to make them appear utterly clueless? Honestly can't tell you what happened with the demo. The story or narrative isn't compelling. With that said, I'm not feeling amped to buy the full game. I clearly did, though could have picked a more interesting section to showcase the game's narrative a bit more. But besides that, the port ran relatively well for a game that's either locked at 30 or 60 FPS. During my playthrough, I didn't experience any stuttering or other weird performance related issues. That being said, the cutscenes look utterly disgusting. It basically looks like they're up-resed from 360p to 1080p, because there is no way that they're 720p upscaled. There's way too much artifacting. And if that's true, what compression software did you use? Okay, let's get into some non-vital issues or complaints. Choosing languages. English isn't the default when enabling subtitles, even though English is the default language when selected. Up is the next option in the sequence. For me, at first glance, it appears that down would be, or at least that's how my brain works. Unclear if this is by design, but sometimes the button prompts will be for a different direction during a fight scene. A little odd, but nothing too drastic. Some textures appear to be blurry whilst others are sharp for some reason.
Blake, is he around?
Light shafts and reflections look weak and not what you'd expect to see on a PC version. Hopefully there will be some sort of HD texture pack or visual upgrade at some point. Now I understand that this isn't a remaster of any kind, but it would still be cool to see. I only experienced 2 bugs. One with an idle animation, causing weird physics issues for the detective's tie. Not sure how you ruin that, but anyway. And I'll just leave you with this progression bug. Hope you enjoyed my Heavy Rain PC port report, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
The killer left anything behind. We'll find it. Jaded!
Listen, I can see you're busy. I'll just have a look around if you don't mind.
Be my guest.